Playoffs. You want to talk about playoffs? Your New Orleans Jesters certainly want to talk playoffs, and 2 matches last week could have gone a long way to securing a spot in the postseason. We will have highlights and reaction from matches versus Nashville and Birmingham. We will break down a play from each match, plus we will have this week's training tip and joking around. The playoffs are less than 2 weeks away, but the newest Jesters court is right now. This is the Buffalo Wild Wings on Veterans, our host and a great place to sneak away from work later this week as the Euro 2016 quarterfinals get underway. As far as this man is concerned, the Euros ended on Sunday when Ireland was eliminated, but maybe we'll be able to coax him into talking about it. That's Kenny Farrell. I'm Paul Boren. We're glad you're along for another episode of the Jesters Court. We're getting ready to head to the final weekend of the season. 2 huge road games in Tennessee. But you had 2 huge games last week. The results were good, but they could have been great.
No, they could have been great. The Birmingham game, we played extremely well. The team played very, very good football and probably should have won it. But you're on the road, and as I've said before, this league is from top to bottom. Every game so competitive. There is no team that can pull away from anybody else. And we came away with a 1-1 tie, and usually on the road you're happy with the tie, but I think the one thing that's crippling us right now was the situation that happened with Memphis at home, getting the player sent off early. Game we should have won and taken the 3 points. We got to make up for that on the road this week.
The week started with a midweek game at home against Nashville, where the Jesters were looking to put the brakes on a 3-game losing streak. The playoff race was getting a little hazy, but the Jesters knew what they needed last Wednesday night at home against Nashville: 3 points. Not much in the way of opportunities for either squad early on. 30th minute, Rolando Sanchez with some nice skill, but can't get enough on the shot to test the Nashville keeper. 6 minutes later, Ryan Reed down the left side uncorks a low shot that just goes wide. Then it's Nestor Peralta in the 38th minute with a good opportunity, but he can't cash in. Peralta again in the 43rd minute with the long-range blast, and Micah Bledsoe makes the save, and we're scoreless at half. 51st minute, Ryan Reed with another chance, beats Bledsoe, but the ball is cleared off the line. Reed can't believe it, and you start wondering whether the Jesters can actually break through. 14 minutes later, the answer is yes, they can. Rolando Sanchez with a beautiful feed into the box. Tony Giudice makes no mistake, and it's 1-0 New Orleans. 70th minute, Ryan Reed draws a penalty, and he won't be denied on this one. 2-0 Jesters. Nashville trying to get back in it, but Jose Santos makes the sprawling save, and the Jesters win 2-0.
First half, we were pushing numbers forward, looking real good in their offensive third, but that final ball was just not on. We're lacking a little bit in that final ball. Made some adjustments during halftime, came out. Ball got knocked down the left-hand side to Orlando again, beat his defender one-on-one, played a great ball across, great service. It came into me, it was bouncing a little bit, so I had to jump with it, just made sure I put good contact on it and put it in the back of the net.
Take me through your night. You had a ton of opportunities. It maybe even seemed like you may never get one in the back of the net, and then you get the PK and get a huge insurance goal.
Yeah, I mean, I just had to put in the work. It's going to come. I just got to keep my head down and keep working, but it was good to get at least 1 goal, keep my morale up.
What about the morale of the team now after this huge victory? A game you really dominated from beginning to end.
Yeah, it felt really good to come out on the front foot. Most of our home games, we came out on the back foot and fought our way back, but this is just, I don't know how you're going to see us in the future.
Coach, I spoke with Liam Davies at halftime of this match, and he said the pressure was growing the longer it stayed scoreless, but he also said you would win 2 or 3-0 if you broke through with a goal, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, well, I was always comfortable the first half. We'd been creating chances, and we weren't giving up many opportunities for them to score, and we took control of the game, which we have done in most games this season. We've taken control of the game. That gives me great incentive to go into these playoffs and do well if we can, secure our spot this weekend. But it came. We played an extremely good game against Nashville, and a perfectly worked goal gets us 1-0 up, go 2-0 up, win the game 2-0, which is a great result, 3 points. Looking forward to that game on the weekend. Exactly where we wanted to be. Couldn't have been any better.
So the Jesters got 3 points there. They were looking for 3 more in Birmingham, a team they beat by 3 a few weeks ago in a weather-shortened game. Saturday night in the Magic City, the Jesters looking for a big road win and looking to get off to a quick start. 7th minute, Tony Giudice's shot is swallowed up by Diego da Silva. 27th minute, Giudice with the ball into Nestor Peralta. He beats da Silva, but Alex Brown is there to clear it away. 30th minute, good chance for J.J. Williams, but Jose Santos with a nice diving save. Stoppage time of the first half, and Kofi Forku is off to the races, but his chip goes over the bar and we're scoreless at half. 49th minute, Aaron Burke with a shot that is deflected. It goes off the post and to the feet of Rolando Sanchez, but he can't finish. Just 3 minutes later, it's the Hammers that draw first blood as Julio Noel gets the back post header, and it's 1-0. 56th minute, Peralta with a great opportunity, but da Silva says no. Finally, in the 58th minute, the Jesters get on the board. Mason Maurice with a great through ball to Tony Giudice, and he finds the back of the net to tie things at 1. That's the way things stayed until the final play of the match. Off of a throw-in, Pacino Roberts with the shot, Santos the save, and the Jesters get a point in Birmingham.
Obviously, we're kind of upset. We could have won, but it's never easy coming on the road and getting 3 points. But I'm proud of the boys. Just need to get back to work next week.
Take me through your night. You had to come up with some big-time saves, and especially right at the last play of the game.
Yeah, I feel real comfortable right now. I think I'm playing really well. I'm comfortable with the team, and I'm feeling pretty good.
I'm always a glass half full kind of guy, but definitely 3 points were on the table today for the taking. Some players had some great opportunities inside the box that we should have put away. But it's not a total loss. We did get 1 point on the road. We're still right in the mix. We just got to go and get 3 points in Knoxville next week.
Take me through your goal. Obviously, it turns out to be a huge one.
Oh, yeah, well, who was it? Mason was taking the ball down the middle, and there was a gap between the 2 midfielders, and I had the center back on my right shoulder. Ball came in. I just turned around and got in one-on-one with the keeper, and I just wanted to put it low and hard across the face of the goal.
So, Coach, the chances were there to grab all 3 points, but this was seemingly a much better Birmingham squad than the one you faced earlier in the month. They created a little more and gave you guys a little more of a test.
Well, what they did there was they brought in a couple of players that could, create some chances for them. Soccer-wise, we were far superior. We dominated the game in many aspects. But they always looked a little bit dangerous. They went very, very long early when they won the ball back, and gave us some threats. And we did well. They could have scored a couple of goals at times, but the overall play, we were basically the far better team technically. And what we did in our end is we didn't convert. We had some great opportunities going into the final third, creating chances in front of goal, not finishing them, and dominating possession. And I'll give them credit for a 1-1 tie, but I'd walk away saying that we really should have won it 2 or 3-1.
Yeah, it certainly felt that way. So the Jesters' results, along with the rest of the league's results, mean things are wide open going into the final week of the season. We'll show you all of these standings later in the show, but we're just getting started here on the Jesters Court. Up next, we will break down a play from each of the matches last week, and also we will have our training tip with Michael Gonzalo when the Jesters Court continues. This edition of the Jesters Court is presented by Heineken. Open your world. By Rockin' Bowl. Also by Vincent Guard Service. Experience has no substitute. And by Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports.
I wasn't born in America, and arriving here wasn't easy for me. They didn't even say my name right. I thought I'd never fit in. But over time, I gained their respect, and that respect turned into admiration. Admiration into love. And the world better be ready, 'cause I'm an American now. My name is soccer.
plays, baby, big plays. Is that Mike?
Yeah, he lost his wall or something. He's on his way.
Classic Mike.
The B-Dubs Fast Break Lunch Menu. Fast, affordable lunches with a side of serious sports action. Dine in or take out. Weekdays from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Do your kids like soccer? Do you want your kids out of the house? Then bring them to one of the Jesters summer camps. They will take place at Big Easy Sportsplex every day from 9 to 3 until the first week of August, with Jesters players providing instruction. For more information about the camps, just log on to nolajesters.com. So the kids get to expand their soccer knowledge, and we're going to do the same right now. It's time for the Coach's Breakdown presented by Heineken, and we're going to look at a play from each match from last week. We're going to start with the Nashville home match and this beautiful goal by Tony Giudice.
Yeah, we've been very good going into the final third in every game we've played this year. We're technically a very good team. We like to get wide, create combinations, draw players in and get behind them, and in this particular goal that we score here, it couldn't be any more perfect. The ball is a little combination 1-2, keep the ball, draw the defenders in. It slipped in behind. There's an overlap going on. As you see, the ball is split the defenders. They're all looking at the ball, and on the blind side, Tony Giudice is coming in. But the key thing here in this goal versus what might happen in Birmingham 2 or 3 times is it's a one-touch finish. So as soon as the ball's squared, no one can see him. He's coming in looking at the goal, and he just finishes one touch. Probably in the Birmingham game, when we got in those situations, we were looking for a second, third touch, which gives an opportunity to the defender to get across, and something we got to get better at. But the goal itself was absolutely perfect.
All right, so that was the Nashville match. Now on to Birmingham, and this is why we love the segment. We're going to show you Birmingham's best scoring opportunity. This came in stoppage time, and seemingly the Birmingham player just misses this shot, but it's all because of the hustle of Tony Giudice.
Yeah. We go into it, it's about 3 minutes into injury time before half-time whistle. And we think that, we've got a free kick outside the box, and we think the referee's just going to blow it. Well, they win the ball back, and they have a counter-attack, and they go about 80 yards down the field with the ball. And Tony Giudice, just with his experience and understanding that pressure from behind, even though he had no chance of winning the ball, put enough pressure on the player that he skewed his chance and wasn't able to set up to finish it in a one-on-one with the goalkeeper. And I've got to give him a lot of credit for his experience, determination, and just for his pride, knowing that this would have changed what would have happened going in at halftime to the way we approached the second half. As in Nashville, when you were there, we gave that goal up just seconds before halftime. It changes the game. So, you got to give Giudice a lot of credit. And when you look at what he did, a lot of people that don't know the game won't understand how effective he was by actually keeping pressure on the back of that player who actually rushed his shot and probably should have scored.
So some great knowledge there, and we're going to keep the knowledge going as it's time for this week's training tip presented by Rockin' Bull and Ye Old College Inn, and it's defender Michael Gonzalo showing the best technique for on-ball defending.
So my name's Michael Gonzalo. I'm a centre-back for the New Orleans Jesters. It's my first year, and I've come all the way out here from college in Ohio. So today we're going to talk about on-ball defending, and we're going to look a little bit at the mistakes that some children make, whether they're too tight to their man or whether they watch the ball, whether watching the body position of the player, just little things like that. So what I want you to do is, I'll demonstrate with you, Jake. So I'll pass the ball to you, and then you're going to run and close him down, okay? So first of all, if we listen up, when you're defending, what's the first rule? If I pass it to him, I'm going to run, I'm going to want to close him down quickly. But what you want to do is, you don't want to get too tight because he's just going to knock the ball past me, yeah? So that's the first mistake. What you want to do is you want to close the ball down, but you want to give yourself like a hand's reach. You want to stand him up. You don't want to just sell out and just let him get past you. So you get there, you put the brakes on, and if he's going to run at you, you're going to jockey like this, yeah? If he changes direction, you're going to turn like that, yeah? And when he has a loose touch, so run at me, if he has a loose touch, like that, then you're going to poke the ball away from him. But obviously, you're going to, as a defender, you don't want to make a mistake. You don't want to let the players get by you. So you want to stand him up and delay and wait for your teammates to come back and help you out. So again, you understand? So Charlie, you're going to pass the ball in. Give the ball back to Charlie. So you're going to pass the ball in, and you're going to try and defend from him. Try and defend. Good. So what Charlie did well there was he stood him up, and Jake's ended up using his body, so he's dived in like this, and Jake's used the body to come around the other side. So you need to be patient. As a defender, you're not going to win and tackle every single ball. So it's all about being patient and picking and choosing the right moments.
Good stuff there from Michael, and we thank the campers for helping us out in that segment. We're halfway home here on the Jesters Court, but when we come back, Coach Farrell will take your questions, and later we joke around with Liam Davies. That's here on CST.
You got to prove yourself to make it in America. It doesn't matter where you came from. I heard that I'd never make it, but I proved them wrong. My name? You can call me Soccer.
It's our town and our team. The New Orleans Jesters are back at Pan American Stadium for the 2016 season. Jesters soccer is great and an affordable entertainment. Single game tickets just $10 and $5 for kids ages 6 to 12. Kids under 6 get in free. Also, family packs are available game days for just $25. To get your Jesters tickets, go to nolajesters.com or call 504-312-3979. We welcome you back to Buffalo Wild Wings, where our crowd here and on social media are ready to pepper Coach Farrell with questions in our Ask the Coach segment, and a little different twist from the audience as one of your players has a question for you.
Oh, that's great.
What are the chances of me starting the next game?
Right, can Oshie start? Well, it boils down to this. It's like how sharp he is. We know that he's a goal scorer. We know that he creates problems in the final third. We know when he gets inside the 18, defenders hate it. But what happened was he got very ill after the Nashville game and was in bed for a week, and really only got out of bed a day before we traveled to Birmingham. And you could see that the amount of chances he got in that game, normally he'd put them in the back of the net. There's probably 2 or 3 chances he could have scored from. I just don't think he was sharp enough. So we'll take a look tomorrow in training, and we'll see where he's at.
We would love to have Jordan in the lineup, obviously, Thursday in Knoxville. Let's go to Twitter, and this is from @DaveWillie. This is related to Copa America and the heartbreaking ending for Argentina. And it's a question I get a lot. Why go to penalty kicks in championship matches? Why not just play until someone scores?
Well, I don't know why. I mean, I can only give you my opinion, and I think at some stage you have to go to a penalty shootout. They tried the golden goal for a while in different competitions, and whoever scored the next goal won it. I think really it came down to the health of the players. When you look at the physical contribution of players in a soccer game versus maybe some other sports, it is so testing on the body that I think it's basically down to a health decision. You can't ask people to go that far. It's crazy, but I've always thought about this. When we do the extra time period, why don't we pull it down to 7 players, 8 players, and get the most creative players on the pitch? And there's a lot more space, a lot more space, and you will see great players take people on and try and score great goals instead of having the 11 players, because as you've seen in the Euros, the teams that sit behind the ball don't give goals away and are not chasing the game are the teams that are coming out on top. If you take a few of those players away and open the field up, you might see the brilliance of some of our best players in the world just go win it in overtime.
I think that would be awesome. Let's go to the Royal Court Roundtable for a question. Joey Maricoli wants to know your best moment of the year in all of soccer starting in January. I have a feeling it might have occurred in the last couple weeks with your homeland. But I may be putting words in your mouth.
No, you're right. It has to be Ireland, So my local, my club teams back home didn't do as well as I'd like them to do. Ireland have been in the Euro Nations Cup and doing as well as they did, and going home with pride, heads held high, tremendous performances against teams that have better players all over the field than they did, and to walk away with a nation with the pride that they had, and to come home to that reception, having lost a game to Italy today, they came out great reception. And then you look at England, who have a star-studded team, will go home to people that are tearing them apart. They that have no pride in the nation. So when you put that in context and you look at both sides, and you look at both nations that are just across a sea from each other, you have to say that the Irish making the Euros and then doing as well as they did with the amount of players and put their effort in and the fans that went to support them, yeah, it doesn't much better.
And you mentioned England. I have said this to you early in the tournament. I think they are one of the most underachieving teams in all of sports, given the star power that they have. They've got one World Cup, and that was 50 years ago, and they've never made it to the Euro finals. Time for another question from our audience.
Coach, we have struggled so far on the road this year, only getting 2 points out of, I think, 3 or 4 games. With the playoffs down to 3 spots for 4 teams in our last 2 games being on the road, what can we do to fix these problems and get 6 points on the road?
The 3 league games that we played, one was a road trip that 2 games were played. We played Nashville first and we played Memphis in a 5-day road trip. The games were a day apart. We had a day off in between. The Nashville game was a bad result, but we weren't as strong as a squad. We still had players coming in, and I think it was a game we could have won if you saw the highlights, but they did beat us well. So we go into the Memphis game looking to either steal it, we have a second game on the road. No other team has to do this, by the way, what we do. And then the second game, legs are tired, played a brilliant game, could have won it 1-2, 3-0, but a superb game. So we take a point. And then last week, we did the same thing against Birmingham. We played extremely well, and we took a point. Generally, if you want to make the playoffs or win the league, you want to win all your home games, take a win on the away game, and try and get a point out of every other game. So I wouldn't say that we're bad on the road. I'd say that the 3 games that we've played, in 2 of them we're extremely on the strength early in the season, and the Birmingham game played. I'm not afraid to go away and play games. We could have won it, and having said that, they had 1 or 2 chances on the counter-attack that could have hurt us. But that's what you deal with on the road. It's a very close league.
One final question, this also from the Royal Court Roundtable, and it is from Terry Allen. Another road question, going against Chattanooga, away will be tough. What will be the game plan in the last 2 weeks, and will we ever see a 2-striker formation with Kenosha and Reed up top?
We may as we go forward. Reed was unavailable this week, and I knew that he was unavailable this week before the season started, and I'd made that agreement with him. Kenosha was sick for almost 10 days. Deathly sick, to be fair, and it's just come back. So if he's sharp and Reed is sharp, it may be a good possibility. It might be a great strike for us, but there's other players that have done well as well. The road plan is like, we won't look at Chattanooga until after we play Knoxville. So
biggest game of the year.
You can't approach a game, even though we only probably need a tie to be secured playoffs. We have to go win the game, but we have to win it in a smart manner. And if our mentality is not to go win that game, then we are weak. I think England were weak because I don't know that they really knew they were going to win. And I hate to say that. I just came off watching that game.
Right.
But I think we have the mentality to go win the game and put the right tactics in. So possibility to see Kenosha and Reed together, it might be very good, but both of them have to be sharp, have to be able to finish, have to apply and execute their games very, very well, and we'll see that in training. On the road trip, we ain't looking past Knoxville. We're a good enough team to win this whole conference, and we're thinking about one thing, beating Knoxville.
Thanks to everyone who participated this week, and we will do it again next week. But coming up, we will look at the week ahead, and goalkeeper Liam Davies is joking around. That's next on the Jesters Court.
You gotta prove yourself to make it in America. It doesn't matter where you came from. I heard it, I'd never make it, but I proved them wrong. My name? You can call me Soccer.
As you look at the standings, this much we know. Chattanooga will win the Southeast and host the playoffs. Birmingham is out of playoff contention. Beyond that, much to be decided in the next week. And that brings us to the week ahead presented by Buffalo Wild Wings. And not only do we show our matches, but what everyone else has this final week. You guys have 2 road matches. Knoxville has 3 home matches. Memphis has a home match and a road match. And Nashville just has the 1 home match against Birmingham. So a mad dash to the postseason here this weekend.
Yeah.
Give me your feelings on how this all shakes out.
Well, I think any team on any given day can beat any other team. Chattanooga obviously have done extremely well, but You could see by us when we lost 1-0 to them at home, it was very winnable. And you saw that Memphis took a point off them. And they really haven't hammered anybody. So they are very good. They're number 1 in the league right now. We can beat them in the playoffs. But everybody else can beat anybody on any given day. and that's been proven. If there's only 1 to 2 points between every team that's looking to get into the playoffs, this is a great league. It's a great league. So you have to be mentally tough, focused, and ready to play every game. And the team that does that is going to come out and get into the playoffs and probably come out winning it.
Well, before we head to Tennessee, there's still time to joke around, and this week it is goalkeeper Liam Davies.
I'm Liam Davies, I'm the goalkeeper, and this is my second year with the Jesters. My favourite food probably is a roast dinner. That's an English dish that I haven't had in a while, so I kind of miss that. It's like meats, potatoes, vegetables, gravy. It's something that you tend to have every Sunday. My favourite TV show is, well, to be honest, at the minute I've not really watched much TV, but I'm a big fan of Prison Break and Breaking Bad, so I would have to say them two. I haven't really watched anything for a while, so that was the last thing I enjoyed on TV. Favourite movie? I have a few. I would say American Gangster is one of them, and I also like all the Taken films as well.
If you let my daughter go now, that'll be the end of it. I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you.
I don't really have one in particular. I'm a bit of a fan of all music, really. I like a bit of hip-hop, house, I like tech music, so I like a bit of everything, really. If I were a soccer player, I used to be really good at golf. I used to enjoy golf, so when I was 16, I had to kind of pick golf or soccer, and I picked soccer, so probably golf, but being interested in golf. Well, my favourite city is the one I'm from, which is Liverpool, but I would like to visit Tokyo. I've always thought of going to Tokyo, so that's one place I'll be looking to go to in the future. Special talents? No, not really, no. Nothing.
Can't sing or anything?
No, I'm not a good singer, can't sing. I tried to, but I'm not a good singer. My soccer idol is Steven Gerrard. He's, I've grown up watching him for the past, since I was born. I'm 23 now, so ever since he started playing for Liverpool, he's been my idol, and he's from the city that I'm from, so he's my soccer idol. When I was a bit younger, I was playing for my district side, and I was in goal, and somebody took a free kick, and I thought it was going wide, and I left it, and it went in, so that was pretty embarrassing.
Thanks, Liam, and a reminder that next week we will review the final week of the NPSL season on the Jesters Court, and hopefully we'll be talking playoffs when we see you at these times right here on CST, and the show will be available by Thursday morning on my YouTube channel. But until then, Paul Boron for Kenny Farrell. Coach, good luck on the road this weekend. We want to be talking about playoffs when we're here next week on the Jesters Court.